Looks back on the tragic events of September 11th, the events that launched us into a 20-year war and the events that showed us the sacrifice our first responders made to save others. Heroes, just like the ones on September 11th, are around us every day. We're taking some time this week to highlight those heroes and the sacrifices that they make for our local communities. Today we're following up on a story that we've told you before, one of a Richland County firefighter and the sacrifice he made to save a family friend. Scarlett Kasperbauer was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2014. The cancer had spread to her liver and Scarlett went through several treatment options to beat the disease. But a time came when Scarlett had exhausted all of her options and found out she would need a liver transplant. Fearing she was on her last chance at life, Scarlett took to social media, making a desperate plea for a donor. That's when Chasten Cannon of Fire Station 20 in Ballantyne heard her call and answered quickly, stepping up to the plate and going through an intense surgery to donate 70% of his liver to Scarlett. Well, that was almost 2 years ago. Today, we're checking in with Chasten and Scarlett to see how they're doing and what the recovery process was like.
Every day, it still feels so surreal, like I'm living somebody else's life.
But it's Scarlett's life. It's her new life, one in which she's waking up every day thankful for following her transplant surgery.
It was difficult, but whenever you consider the alternative, treatment, chemotherapy, it was worth every minute of it.
Going through a transplant surgery would be considered a rigorous undertaking for anyone, including Scarlett and Chasten. But if you talk to Chasten about the sacrifice he made, he doesn't bat an eye.
I tell everybody, they put me to sleep and then took what they needed, so.
But it was a little more involved than that, lifting.
They didn't want me to lift, anything heavier than a gallon of milk. I don't really remember a whole lot of, pain as much as just, just discomfort.
I think my whole thing was, I'm not his sister, I'm not his wife, we're not related, and someone who just knows my story, saw a need, and stepped up.
That's what Chasten does every day as a Richland County firefighter. He steps up, putting himself before others, even when it means sacrificing himself.
And anytime anybody needs help, I feel like no matter who you are, you should do it. And it's just a blessing to be able to do it.
And Scarlett, well, she's relishing in a life that she hadn't seen for years, one that's cancer-free.
Regular checkups, very, very frequent blood work, lab work, scans, just to make sure everything is still on track. I think I'm overwhelmed with gratitude and thankfulness. God's plan, even though we don't understand it, it's always perfect.
Two people brought together in sacrifice and survival. And now on the other side of a historic surgery, they're returning to their normal everyday lives, but with a bond that will certainly last a lifetime.
Hey, she's my twin.
He's my liver brother. I'm sorry.
Well, Scarlett continues to raise awareness with her story and said a big lesson she took away from her experience is the importance of being honest with your doctors and sounding the alarm early if something is wrong.